Hello. I'm going to use this video to show you how to use Veracrypt to just virtually create an encrypted disk within a file. Within this file, you can store pretty much any sort of personal information that you don't want shared, and you can have it encrypted with that personal password that only you know. That is hopefully enough characters long, like I have harped in on you enough times at this point. So let's get going. Okay. So, as you noticed, I opened Veracrypt format, not Veracrypt, we'll be using that later. So Veracrypt format gives you this volume creation wizard here. Just create an encrypted file container. Our inexperienced user, we're just doing the most basic thing right now. Next. Standard Veracrypt volume. We're just going to have all the basic settings right now. You can look through all the other fancy stuff. There's a lot of good reading, I recommend, if you have time outside of homework and whatnot, but let's do it. Okay, volume location here. So, this is the most important part here of what we are doing. This Veracrypt volume resides within a file, and this file isn't a file that gets encrypted when we use Veracrypt. It is a file that becomes a volume that becomes encrypted using Veracrypt. So, it's recommended to have this be a completely new file that we create from the beginning, because whatever file we're using as our volume will get deleted completely and just encrypted from scratch, because this isn't encrypting this file, it's creating a volume to store other files in, okay? So I'm just going to name this very sneakily as encrypt.txt. Oh yes. And this is the file selecting. Okay. Encrypt.txt, 0 bytes right now. See, it's nice and tiny. Already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes. See, it's already giving us one warning so far. Okay. Next. Never save history. I don't like to save anything. Encryption algorithm. You have menu choice. I'm just going with, again, our basic. And hey, look. Different hashing algorithms. They don't have an MD5 hash here, but SHA-512. Good enough. Let's go on. Free space. I'm just going to make this one little gig. Normally, I make it the size that I have on my flash drive, but right now, I don't want to use my precious little laptop space here. Okay, continue on. Ooh, I'm running out. Password. Okay. As we have talked about before, the importance of a long, strong, hard password to guess is just more important than anything else in the world. You can read this whole paragraph blurb if you so care to. You can go back and read lecture if you want. I am just going to be a horrible person and use the word password as my password, as this is just a demo. So let's move on. Yes, yes, yes. See, Veracrypt is nice. It's actually going to have a nice little warning for us. For my true Veracrypt in volume that I use personally, it has 32 characters long. I made it a sentence. Lovely formatting and whatnot, so that's just easy for me to remember. I recommend you guys can do the same. Okay, yes, I want to use the short password just for this one time. Okay, and here, this is the fun part. You kind of just get to wiggle your mouse around like a crazy person for a long time. You can read the importance to see it as randomly as possible. The longer you move it, the better. It's increasing the cryptographic strength of the encryption keys. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing at this point, but as you can see, it's creating a random pool from my mouse movements here, and it's only working within the window of the application. So if I wasn't so tired, I could go deeper into that, but no thank you. Let's just continue on and format. It's our last step. Okay. See, again, now a second warning already exists. Veracrypt will not encrypt the file, but it will delete it and then replace it with a new Veracrypt container. See? Not a file you want to encrypt, but something new that you don't care about. Yes. Okay. It's going to do its sweet little thing. Notice you can hear my fans revving up yet again. Oh god. There we go. It's the green bar I was waiting for. Oh fans, what are you doing? Oh, sweet. That is the message I was waiting for. It's been successfully created. Okay. Ready for use. I'm not doing anything else, so I'm just going to exit. But you can use Veracrypt for a lot of different things. I recommend looking into it. Okay, so we just use Veracrypt format to make our disk. Now I want to actually use Veracrypt to mount this little puppy. see, notice as we go to our desktop, that tiny little 0 kilobyte file, or whatever it was before, 0 something or whatever, didn't notice the size, is now 1 gig, like we created it before. Open this, and you use mount, and here, oh right, free drive letter, that'd be helpful. I'm just going to start from the top and work down. Mount. This was our lovely password we created before, so super strong password. Again, you can do many different options. The basics were perfectly acceptable for our uses. The larger the disk, the longer this takes, but notice I just made a gig so my little computer could make it quite fast. Okay, let's open this puppy, and now look! It's just like I opened this external drive something or other here, right? F, okay? And now let's see. I'm going to create my super secret diary over here. I don't want anybody to read it, right? See? Okay. But now, as long as it is mounted in Veracrypt, I can just go into my Windows Explorer, local disk F, open it, my super secret diary. I can open it. Oh no. Hello, world. Yep. And is accessible for me and anyone else who uses my computer actually at this time too. So, for this encryption to actually be useful, it is important to dismount this lovely volume here. Yeah, look how fast that was. Sweet. Easy peasy. And now, when I try and actually open the file itself, let's see what happens. Double click. Oh, Encrypt.txt is too large for Notepad. Use another editor to edit the file. Okay, that's kind of bizarre. Notepad normally can open my TXT files. Okay, let's check out what else is going on with this little puppy. See, can Notepad++ help us? Oh, see, even Notepad++ can't help us. Oh, look, there's lab for other classes. Okay. So, I'm apparently in trouble as I don't have my hex editor on here. Let's see. Wow. Okay, so after that very weird break, I just got myself a hex editor. I know. Recommend hex edit. Easy to go. First time. Oh man. And I'm back now with a hex editor that you did not see me quickly install in the background, but that's okay. So I'm going to right click, open with hex edit. I literally just googled in hex edit, and this was, I think, the first link to go in. So, oh, I got the 4.0 version, I guess. That's good to know. Okay, and as you can see, this is not anything to do with Hello World that I typed before. And it's rather massive. And entirely a gig, actually. Surprise, surprise. Should be good to know. And it is just a lovely jumbled gibberish, right? So that is exactly what an encrypted file container looks like to anybody who attempts to read it. This is at the hex level here, is what I opened with. Notice, hex edit here. Hex, and then converting it into some sort of ASCII character encoding code here, right? See, ASCII default. If I want to do some sort of else. Is it actually going to change? No, it's just changing the color. See, I was hoping it was changing the encoding. I need to look up in the hex edit what it's doing. But notice this is the hex of the file. Pretty darn low on the software side, and it is so jumbled we can't possibly recreate that I typed in a text document that said Hello World, or that it was titled even My Super Secret Diary or whatever I called it. So, see? Fantastic to have an encrypted volume. And thank you, Veracrypt, our lovely replacement to TrueCrypt. Okay. See you in class.